Nighttime has fallen, and that means turning on the bike lights, and even the street lights are on. Speaking of which, sometimes these lights are burnt out, and I don't want to rely on street lights for my safety when it comes to biking, because it's super important to be seen, which is why we have reflectors and stuff, but it's also very important to see. If you miss a little crack in the road, and especially when I have skinny road tires, that can make the difference between being safe on the road or slipping and falling and getting injured. And also, sometimes some areas are a little bit sketchy, so I definitely want to be able to see where I'm going. So today we're going to be talking about these lights from Ravemen, a front light and a back light that I have been testing all summer and using. I did talk about it in my previous video a little bit, but we're going to go more in depth today. Surprisingly, they're not just lights, they do a little bit more. We're going to head back inside and talk about these lights. I used to have really cheap bike lights so other people could see me. I need to see the road for my own safety. My previous lights were these ones, some cheap ones I got on AliExpress. They did the job, they worked okay. I've had them for maybe 2-3 years. Not well balanced, not the way I wanted to angle, and it would always move. It would fall, the battery would fall out, I had to resolder it. It was not weatherproof at the beginning, but it was also absolutely not weatherproof. It's like I put electrical tape and tried to glue it together. Ravemen ended up contacting me to see if I want to review their lights, which I was really happy about because I actually needed to upgrade my lights. No money was exchanged for this review. All of my opinions are my own, and they have no say whatsoever in my review. I do also have affiliate links if you do want to purchase any of these. I get a little bit of a kickback from that at no extra cost to you. I also do have a discount code, so you do save a little money in case you do want to buy this. But let's see if these lights or other models from Ravemen are good for your needs. And also stay tuned for my first giveaway. Let's talk about the front light first. The K1800, the strongest lumen output in their K series. They have a couple of different series. Then the numbers that follow it are usually the lumen output. Got a nice aluminum body, good heavy construction, IPX7. Their lights are really well built. The front lights specifically are often aluminum, good waterproofing, white LED high efficiency lights. You can turn on the light 2 ways on the device itself. You'll notice that the power button has a color. This also indicates the battery life, green being above 45%, red being 5% to 45%, and blinking red meaning you better charge soon. When it's low battery, it will automatically play with the output so that it conserves battery. There are 5 different light settings with various lumen outputs as well as runtime. Generally in the city, a 250 to 500 lumens is plenty enough. So if you're looking to save a little bit of money and you really don't need that much high lumen output, you can get the K700, which would be up to 700 lumens, which is plenty enough for your commuter city. 1800 is really great if you're maybe in some really dodgy areas or mountain biking or somewhere that needs a lot more like countryside perhaps. They have these tested. When they talk about their battery life and the lumen output, it is accurate, the information that they're putting. You can also turn it on with the remote that it comes with. To change the different light settings, you would press the power button on the light itself or on the remote. And on the remote, let's say you're in a low power mode like this, you could press this button and it'll turbo to the brightest setting. Look how bright I am right now. And then press it back to go back to other setting. It will remember your last setting when you turn it off. So if you're like me and you kind of find a setting that you like for your general biking, well, next time you turn it on, it'll be at that setting. There's also side visibility as well. All of their lights have really good base features, and then beyond that, you're just selecting stronger lumens or slightly additional features. So even if you get one of their cheaper base models, you're still getting a really good light. There's also a diffuser on it, and that serves 2 purposes. To have a widespread light, it also has a 180 meter beam distance. It really brightens up everything that's in front of you, as well as to reduce the blinding effect for anybody that's looking at the light. There's going to be a little bit of that glare or brightness anyway when you're looking at the light, even if it's angled slightly down. I looked at eye level and at a level that I would be biking if I were an oncoming cyclist, and it is still a little bit blinding, but not as much as without a diffuser. And that's really if you're just staring at the light, which, don't stare at the light. So if you're in the city and you're around other people, I would say limit it to about 500 lumens. When you're in dodgy areas or there's not a lot of people, then yeah, increase the brightness. This has excellent battery life. It's 5,000 milliamp hours. And what's really great is you can also use this as a power bank. Charge your phone to charge any of your devices. And often I find myself being out with friends and my plans change and then I'm staying out late at night and then my battery on my phone is dying. So I like having that extra feature. It's very useful. It does charge by USB-C. It does come with the cables. It comes with everything that you need right out of the box to install the remote on your handlebar. I opt to not use the remote. I just use this on its own because I already have enough things on my handlebar. It comes with a rubber bracket and everything that you can install on your handlebar. You can install it on top or underneath. I like to have it installed underneath just to keep my handlebar surface clean. It's very stable and I don't find that it moves around. The angle that I set it at, it stays that angle. It is good. I don't know about durability long-term of that rubber piece I've had on all, like this one I've had on for years on my bike, but I also don't store my bike outside. UV will tend to degrade things. So if you do park your bike outside, keep that in mind. You can get replacements on their website and you get a more permanent mount that is not rubber and it's just like a whole plastic thing for $6-7 USD. There are 2 modes that are also on here that are, I consider, bonus features because I don't use them. There's the daytime light, which to be honest, I'm not really clear what it is. I know you have to long press the power button and then you see this blue icon that appears here. It seems to do a pulsing light effect, which you can already do with one of the presets. I don't use my lights during the day anyway because it's so bright outside and I want to save my battery and not turn it on if I don't have to. The AI nighttime mode, it works by extending your battery life. I asked them just to be clear because I really tried to understand what this is. I wasn't able to test it myself because I don't have the same routine ride all the time. The AI nighttime mode learning, how it works is that when you're on a longer ride, it'll record those 5 rides separately. And then it'll estimate your ride duration. So let's say you're doing similar trips every night, like your return trip home from who knows where, gym, work. It may reduce the light output to extend your battery. If you have any experience with any of this, please do chime in the comments. That'll help other people out. In both the AI night mode as well as the intelligent daytime running mode, there's also an auto on off feature, which after 2 minutes, if it detects no movement, it will shut off the light. And then if it detects movement again, it'll turn back on. That could be a useful feature depending on how you ride. For me, that's not a useful feature. I rather manually turn it on off each time. Now, the second light I want to talk about is the tail light. The NT101 is such an interesting form factor because you have turn signals left and right with that sound. You can actually turn off the sound, but I like to keep it on just because there's no visual cue on the remote to let you know that you've enabled the turn signal. So I like having the audible cue. It does auto shut off after a few seconds. This is one of their taillights that has a lot more features that's just beyond being a taillight. So there is auto braking. I think actually all of their taillights have auto braking as a base feature, which is great. And their auto braking feature works really well. It works better than my very expensive smart helmet. It slowed down at various speeds and it detected pretty quick. I see this as a bonus feature because it's not hardwired like a car where you press a pedal and then your brake light will automatically turn on. This is working on, I think, a speedometer, but it works really well. So to me, it's a bonus feature just to let people behind you know that you're stopping, because I think unfortunately people don't understand that this is stopping. I don't know if this is universal in all the world. The number of times I've seen anyone signal right like this and stop like this, I can count, I think, on one hand. It's so rare. I don't think people know how to do it, and I don't think people know how to read it. I like having the turn signals and the brake lights, ways to signal the attentions for the people behind me, especially cars if I'm on the road with the car. This light goes up to 160 lumens. You have many different light settings as well, and then various battery outputs for that. This is a 2,200 milliamp hours battery life. It's charged with USB-C. When it's off, you can press the power button. You get a battery indicator to avoid less confusion. When the battery is low, instead of being red, because the lights are red, it will be blue. But all of that is in the instruction manual if ever you need to reference that. There's the laser lanes, which I love. puts like laser lights on the ground. It's not even that wide, and I don't really know if cars will care or not if it's there, but it does add a little bit of a visual reference for cars. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll think that it's laser beams that will ruin their car. I always turn it on when I'm biking at night because might as well. There's also an alarm function. You can enable the alarm on the light without the remote. Alarm is loud. It is 110 or 120 decibels. And if it detects a shake, it will beep like that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just turn that off because it's very loud. You can adjust the sensitivity level, although it is a little confusing in the instruction manual how to actually go about it. And in my experience, it didn't make much of a difference. When I spoke to Ravemen about it, they did acknowledge that the difference in the sensitivity levels were small. They are planning to update this. I always thought these things were a gimmick, and I never really understood who would use this because I park my bikes in a garage. I have a friend that got her bike stolen on her balcony on a duplex. That is a perfect situation where this would be extra insurance to keep your bike safe, because if somebody were to come steal it at night and that alarm goes off, you're likely to wake up and they might freak out and they might go run away when they see your lights turn on. I'm actually realizing how useful that feature is. They also have this horn, which you'll need the remote for. I don't think it's as loud as the alarm though. So if you don't have a bell, you can use this. And that could also reduce one less thing to buy and one less thing to have on your handlebar. I like my manual bells though. It's just something vintage and tactile with it that I enjoy using. Still prefer that. There are two ways to attach it. It comes with all of the ways that you need to attach it. You can attach it onto your seat post, or you can attach it onto your rear rack. Most rear racks have a rear attachment point for a reflector or for a light. The casing on this though, it is plastic, but it's very thick, durable plastic. It's also IPX7 waterproofing. All of their lights, from what I can tell, as a base, has that side visibility. If you have a Ravemen front light and backlight, you're visible from every single angle. So if this is overkill for you, you can go for another taillight. They still have the auto brake feature and the side visibility and the long run time, the good build. Now, let's talk about these two, the FR500 and the Ravemen NT201. I am going to give these away as a set. These two lights are really more for cycling on longer roads, like countryside, I would say. The reason I'm saying that is because this light mounts onto a Garmin or a Wahoo, any bike computer basically that is compatible with this, underneath the bike computer, and then you can even plug in your bike computer to this. You can power it that way. And it's slim, it takes up no space. Your handlebar is free, especially when you have like those handlebars that are not perfectly round. And then this light is excellent for those long stretches of roads rather than the city. And the reason I say that is because it has a really cool feature in it, detection range. And it works with your bike computer and it gives you a cue that car behind you. And of course, brake sensor auto on off. 80 lumens, this one is 500 lumens. See, their naming systems are easy, thankfully. Kind of wish I did do those long road trips. I kind of want to test that out for that feature, but no, I'm going to be giving them away, my first ever giveaway. In order to enter the giveaway, you need to like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment down below your favorite feature of this light, as well as the favorite feature of anything from my last bike list video. And then share this video as well with one of your biking friends. Maybe they're not aware of any of these lights, because I can tell you I was not aware of some of the features on these lights. Pleasantly surprised. And when I get to 10,000 views on this video, above 200 comments, I will pick a winner at random, send you this set of lights. So you're fully covered, front and back. I am paying for shipping, so I am sorry, I'm going to have to limit this to Canada and US, which is where I think a lot of my viewers are from. And I'm really hoping that one day my channel can get way bigger and I'll have more resources to be able to do more giveaways, to be able to send more things around the world. But for now, North America only. Announce the winner in the comment section, but also put it in my community post. Speaking of that other list video, you can check that out right here if you haven't already. So let me know what you like in that video for this giveaway. And if you want an integrated light into a smart helmet, you don't want to charge all of these lights and you just want something simple, just to be seen, for that visibility, not necessarily to see, but to be seen, you can check out this video right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.